question everything again. And by so doing, you'll build a correct family tree that others can utilize to extend theirs. Genealogists who implement a heavy dose of skepticism tend to build more accurate family trees. Before accepting someone's family tree or the facts listed on a document, we must analyze how pieces fit together to ensure we are not making or passing on mistakes. Howdy, welcome to Family History Fanatics. If you're new here, my name is Devin Noel Lee, and I love helping people find meaning and connection through their families. While sound genealogy research is based on quality research questions about identity, relationships, or context, we cannot stop our inquisitive nature from crafting our research query. We must question everything regarding the conclusions we and other historians have compiled. It's a genealogical myth to believe if it's in print, it must be true. Viewer Deborah Larrabee shared her grandfather's truism: paper doesn't refuse ink. This makes me smile. How true that paper will receive any ink that is put on it, but it doesn't make what is written true. When I requested examples of falsehood recorded in print, Mabel wrote this. A book published in the late 1800s provided an elaborate and detailed history of the Welling family pre-1650 before it came to America. In all caps, she emphasizes that the book was all made up. Whether you call such fabrications frauds or hoaxes, such inaccurately published genealogies negatively impact family tree building. Family Search Wiki has an article that further explains this topic. It highlights that no one is immune to passing along incorrect information. Thankfully, sometimes the mistakes are innocently done, but not always. Some folks are extremely calculating in their deception. When we question everything, we grow as genealogists, which leads us to avoid the Dunning-Kruger effect. A Forbes article said it like this: when you ask questions, you pave the way for your own growth and development. The Dunning-Kruger effect is a cognitive bias in which you tend to think you know more than you do. When you have a little knowledge of something, you don't know what you don't know. You can overstate your abilities. Hopefully, you're now persuaded to be more skeptical when building family trees. Additionally, if someone questions your research, don't become upset. Perhaps you don't know what you don't know. Review your research and see if there's something amiss. You might just uncover what respected researcher Megan Smolniak did when she wrote Hillary Clinton Family Tree, a wake-up call for genealogists. Whenever you have a research query or evidence, question whatever you gather. Here are a few critical thinking prompts to get you started. What clues does a piece of evidence, such as a city directory or vital record, provide? Why was a record created? What was the process behind creating it? Who created the record? What knowledge would they have about the event? Do they know the information firsthand? How do the clues in each record fit together? Are there any conflicts? What overlooked details appear in or with the evidence? Many genealogy brick walls are busted when we take the time to review those overlooked details. Do suffixes in titles provide clues to answer your query? Or are some of those titles actually first names and tell you more about the parents of your ancestor with a name like Major? Does a gravestone have a meaningful symbol etched into the stone? Or check out the neighboring stones. What information could the neighboring stones tell you? And don't forget to look at the signage. Perhaps a little GAR sign will give you a clue that your ancestor participated in the Civil War, even if the stone doesn't say so. Take time to figure out how all persons named in a particular source are related. Are they family members, or are they neighbors that knew each other so well that they actually know more than a family member does? Is the source an original record, or a transcription, or has it extracted information from the original source? The reason why this is important is because there are things that get lost in translation. Do you have enough sources to support a conclusion? The beloved cousin Russ often taught that you rarely can answer a research question with one source. So as you're acquiring your evidence, do you have enough to make a claim? Does DNA matching evidence confirm or refute the documents I have gathered? You should ask Larry Jones of DNA Family Tree YouTube channel about that case right there. The DNA and the documents don't always align. These are just a few questions to ask as you question everything you gather on your journey to building an accurate family tree. Before we continue, if I have given you value during this video, please click the like button, share this video with others, and leave a comment. Now that you've done something for me, let me do something for you. Click the helpful links in the description box for more ways to research your family tree and some links to some free guides. Without a time machine or a looking glass to the past, we must not believe all documents. Why? People lie. They make mistakes or unclear with their responses. And the clerks don't always understand what's being said. As such, we can trace the wrong path or hit a scalable brick wall. My maiden surname is Geisler. The German immigrant bearing that name died, leaving a widow with 3 small children. She quickly remarried, but there's a problem. Her marriage record does not reveal that she's a widow or that Geisler is her married surname. As such, descendants of the children from her second marriage kept looking for a woman named Caroline Geisler, born to a father with the surname Geisler. In short, they were researching the wrong name because the record did not clarify the truth. As you analyze research, ask yourself the following questions. What sources provide the evidence for the facts about my ancestor? Are the sources another researcher's family tree or quality genealogical sources? Do other sources provide different answers to your research question? Could those answers be correct? Can you determine who provided the information on a record and whether they had first-hand knowledge of the events? Finally, is the source incomplete and unclear about the answers provided? Regarding Caroline, her 3 oldest children in the census record following her second marriage were identified by the surname Billman, but their marriage records and death records were not found with that surname. Instead, when the surname Geisler or other spelling variations of the name was used, you find the vital records for the children. Although you learn Caroline's surname is Mock, her children's records conflict regarding the given name of their deceased father. But that is what makes genealogy fun. More questions to resolve. As a teenager, my brother consistently questioned the answers people provided him. So much so that I frequently heard him say, "Prove it." While I became the genealogist in the family and he developed a knack for finding living persons, I've adopted his "prove it" attitude with genealogy research. Question everything again, and by so doing, you'll build a correct family tree that others can utilize to extend theirs. What do you think of this video? Is it helpful, or do you still have questions? Whatever the answers, do me a favor. Like this video and leave a comment. Your feedback is important to keep Family History Fanatics on YouTube.